Good morning, everybody. This morning we're going to talk about gemstones. It's one of my favorite accessories. They're kind of hard to store if you have a lot. Like I like to have lots of different ones. I store them in a little plastic disposable container like this. And I have them by color. I have all the purple, green, the clear pearls, and they can stand up this way. I find that if I store them flat, the backs get a lot of static electricity and they tend to stick. Because I have little tiny pieces. I hate to throw one away, so I have little tiny pieces. So this is how I store my gemstones. I want to talk to you about different ways to use gemstones today. If you'll look at the card on the blog today, you'll notice that it has this angel with lots of little tiny sparkly sprinkles. And I used the snowflakes, but you get a lot of little tiny sprinkles if you cut up the snowflakes, which is exactly what I'm going to do to make this design. I'm going to cut each of these big snowflakes apart. It's a little tedious, but you get the most tiny little snowflakes, and they're really fun to use. They just pop right off. Now you can tell that there's a little bit of plastic still left, so I'm going to poke that with my scissor and just lift it like this with the X-Acto knife and press it down. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for as many as I want to use, like the card that you'll see on the blog. Here's another little one that popped up. And put this one down here too. So you can make little tiny things all over. You can also cut apart these. These make nice, beautiful little long rays for the sun. Lots of different things you can do with these tiny ones, so be sure you get the snowflakes now while we still have them for Christmas. The other thing I wanted to show you was sometimes, oops, there goes my X-Acto. Sometimes if you make a mistake on the message before you put the gemstones on, just stamp an extra one, mount it with white, and put it right over there, then add your stones. One of my very favorite Get Well cards is a little circle. I believe it's an inch circle. I painted a little face on it and I put a bow in the hair. If it's a man, then you would put a bow tie on. I'm going to take a little one of these, another one of these snowflakes, and I'm going to take a blue Sharpie marker, because it's permanent ink, and actually color this gemstone to make a blue tear. Jennifer taught me this. It's a great idea. I think she's already talked about this on the website, but it's a fabulous idea because you can make them any color then to go with whatever you want. So I'm going to pull this one off after it's colored. Would help if I cut it apart first. Okay, once it's cut apart, then I'm going to go ahead and put it right, whoops, do need that X-Acto. Oops, okay. This is like one of my favorite tools for working with gemstones is the craft knife. I'm going to put this little tear right below the eye, right there. Push it down. Makes a really easy, fun little Get Well card to go with some flowers. Okay, the next thing I want to do is talk about actually coloring the gems. You can see that I've colored these gems with the different colors of Sharpies, and I think I got them at a local discount store, but you can color, as you see, you can color all different colors. You can also do something very subtle if you use the fine point ones. I don't know if you can see this in the video, but I've actually put letters, EVA, for my niece Eva, in the writing there. So I wanted to show you that. I also want to show you this, which is one of my favorites, as you all know, the swirl, and our little tiny pearls. If you want to use them individually, you can cut them apart, but if I want to use 4 to make a swirl, as long as they're still on the paper, you can just kind of move them along the swirl, put them in place, and they can make a really pretty swirl all in a line. The one thing you want to remember about gemstones is when you put them down, like we're going to do this flower, I put one in the center and I adjusted them on the sides. Just because you put them down doesn't mean that you need to put them down forever to stay. You want to put them down, and then after you put them down, whoops, they do like to get away from you sometimes. After you put them down on your, here we go. I'm just gonna set it down. Not gonna glue it in position because I want to make sure I get them all in place before I glue it down. And I think that's probably the most helpful tip there is with gemstones, is to just position them till you get them just right, and then go ahead and secure them, because this way, if they're not down tight, it's very easy to move them around. And that's one of the keys, is that you don't have them down and you go, oh nuts, I wish I had put it somewhere else. So this way, see, I can move this one around a little, or maybe back, so that it's evenly spaced. When I want to do them in a circle, I do opposites, opposites, and then in between those, just like the old days of typing. Okay, now I'm going to push them down, so now they're secure, and then I will put them in the middle of this flower. So with the different sizes, you've made a beautiful big center. If you want to place them in a line, you can just use a tiny ruler on your paper and put them in a line. Thank you so much for watching today. Oh, and did you see the sneak peek? Just another quickie. Have a wonderful holiday.